Life is a constant process of dying. Compassion is the basis of all morality. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. Talent hits a target no one else can hit, genius hits a target no one else can see. The 2 enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. We forfeit 3/4 of ourselves in order to be like other people. Women are by nature more compassionate than men, but just as capable of great hardness of heart. Love is a deception of nature in order to reproduce. Reading is equivalent to thinking with someone else's head instead of with one's own. Change alone is eternal, perpetual, immortal. After your death you will be what you were before your birth. What people commonly call fate is mostly their own stupidity. Wealth is like seawater, the more we drink, the thirstier we become, and the same is true of fame. A man is never happy, but spends his whole life in striving after something that he thinks will make him so. Each day is a little life, every waking and rising a little birth, every fresh morning a little youth, every going to rest and sleep a little death. Religion is the masterpiece of the art of animal training, for it trains people as to how they shall think. Intellect is invisible to the man who has none. Envy is a wound that never heals. Man's capacity for enjoyment diminishes with age, while his capacity for suffering increases. Everyone takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. To find out your real opinion of someone, judge the impression you have when you first see a letter from them. Society is composed of 2 great classes, those who have more dinners than appetite, and those who have more appetite than dinners. Conversation is the art of taking turns interrupting each other. Hatred comes from the heart, contempt from the head, and neither feeling is quite within our control. Man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills. Even the most glaring absurdity can be firmly planted in the human head if inculcated before the age of 5, by constantly repeating it with an air of great solemnity. Politeness is to human nature what warmth is to wax. Will is a blind striving, forever unsatisfied. Art is the consolation for the existence we cannot bear. We are like the short-lived ephemerals, who dance for a single evening in the air, and disappear with the setting sun. The greatest service to mankind is not to do something for them, but to awaken them to do for themselves. The more unintelligent a man is, the less mysterious existence seems to him. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few ever engage in it. The doctor sees all the weakness of mankind, the lawyer all the wickedness, the theologian all the stupidity. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. Boredom is just the reverse side of fascination, both depend on being outside rather than inside a situation, and one leads to the other. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. The assumption that animals are without rights and the illusion that our treatment of them has no moral significance is a positively outrageous example of Western crudity and barbarity. Every nation ridicules other nations, and all are right. No one can construct for you the bridge upon which precisely you must cross the stream of life, no one but you yourself alone. Great men are like eagles, and build their nest on some lofty solitude. Life is short, and truth works far and lives long, let us speak the truth. One should use common words to say uncommon things. Laughter is no proof of joy, but the sign of joy's absence. A joke is a very true thing, said in earnest. There is no remedy for boredom except work and love. Pride is the mother of all sins, envy, its daughter. Many a man cuts his block of life into fragments, each too small to make a statue or anything at all. The closing years of life are like the end of a masquerade party, when the masks are dropped. Wisdom consists in being able to distinguish among dangers and make a choice of the least harmful. Life is like a game of cards. The hand you are dealt is determinism, the way you play it is free will. The man never feels the want of what it never occurs to him to ask for. The person who writes for fools is always sure of a large audience. Money is human happiness in the abstract. He, then, who is no longer capable of enjoying human happiness in the concrete devotes his heart entirely to money. If we were not all so interested in ourselves, life would be so uninteresting that none of us would be able to endure it.